死んだは初めて俺に伝えている。
絶望の匂いだ。
面白いこと見せようか。ほら、こんなに人が多すぎて。
お父さん。
あかん。
ドナルド君はまだ死ぬ時じゃないでしょ。
アメリカ万歳ファイト。
絶対負けないよ。
ランドトライドまで
出ろ。だってまだサンキュー言ってないでしょ。一回も言ってください。
おい、仲良くしてね。この世界季節にいけるかな。昔グレートだった大きにまたグレートになるかな。あのさ、有名人なら誰かのマンコを掴んでいいさ。そう言い張らせるで。
What's going on, everyone? Welcome in to CobraCast Unit 199. I am your host, Jeremy Prime, Mage IDOT of Unit 199. Happy to see all of you here today on a Friday. And of course, we have President Trump striking more peace deals. The peace president himself. I mean, I was told that President Trump was going to start World War III. I was told that I didn't vote for this. I can't believe Trump is just becoming another one of these Republican warmongers. Where are all those people today? I don't know. But there are still people unhappy that President Trump is creating peace around the world. And we're going to talk about all of that today. Hail to Unit 199. I appreciate all of you being here. And yeah, I mean, like I've if you don't know what the Unit 199 deal is, it's basically a new meme. It's a new extension of the 199, but it's now Unit 199. Okay, that's what it is. I mean, check it out. Like I've already gone out of my way here. Hang on just a minute and I'll show you. Okay, I'll show you. All right. So if you go to Google, all right, if you just Google unit199.com, go ahead and tell me where it takes you. Unit199.com. 199.com. Okay. You type that up. You can see it. I've already purchased it. Already purchased Unit 199 and everything. So go ahead and check that out whenever you feel like it. Anyway, how's everybody doing today? I appreciate all of you. Look, everybody. Oh man. Yeah, it goes to geeksandgamers.com. So there you have it. Already handling business. So good stuff. Let's see. Sexy Moon Goddess says, Jeremy, you look so handsome in that new hoodie. Great color. Look at that. Look at that. Sexy Moon Goddess complimented me. Look at there. Look who's here. Kika is in the house. Look at there. Everyone say hello to Krista. Actually, Krista told me, or we were talking about the emojis. I know we need new emojis. Krista, the people want a Hulk Hogan emoji. They want a fat JD Vance emoji. They want a Sydney Sweeney emoji. Those are the three that I remember. Fat JD Vance, Hulk Hogan, and Sydney Sweeney. So those are the three I remember right there. So Krista, oh, look at her. She says, here, where'd she go? Where did Krista Paulina Luna go? Right there. There it is. She says, I got you. Chat. She's on it. So there it is right there. Hell yeah. Good stuff. So we're going to have some new emojis tonight. We also need a one. Yeah. Well, that would be a four. I don't know how many spots we have available. Unit 199. We got to come up with something there. So that's true. Hello, everybody on Rumble. I see you. Thank you for being here. Mr. No One gifted a membership. Thank you, Mr. No One. Darth Gavel says Unit 199, Trump USA. The Good White says the intro is amazing. Keep playing it, Jeremy. Best profile picture ever, by the way. Bigfoot Papa says, I love seeing Trump flying that thing. Always makes me laugh. The best intro, in my opinion. Hell yeah. The Artful Brittany says, Moose Odd Unit 199. Have you checked your P.O. box recently? If not, you should. I did, and I got something from you. I need to open that, so I'm glad you reminded me. So thank you, Brittany. Little Jim's Halo says, ICE wins again with South Park. Help. Yeah, we're going to talk about more South Park stuff going on. Mike Noss says, bought some American Eagle jeans today. Hail Sweeney. And the new Superman shirt. See Avatar. Oh, there we go. Nice. Hell yeah. Good stuff, man. Shout out to you, brother. Ronan Zero says, Unit 199 reporting for duty. Hell yes. Bigfoot Papa says, General Jeremy, leader of Unit 199, our supreme IDOT in chief. Okay, that is fucking awesome right there. Like, someone that doesn't know anything about this corner of the internet would see that and they're like, what does this even mean? General Jeremy, leader of Unit 199, our supreme IDOT in chief. And people are going to be like, what the fuck does that even mean? That's pretty good. That's good shit right there. Zach Attack says, what about South Park Charlie Kirk emojis? That one might stick. It's things that we know are going to be relevant for a while. So I'm not sure if that one, I mean, it's not a bad idea for sure. Timothy says, not saying Jared's gay, but he's BFFs with Gary. Well, Gary and Drinker got married. So I want to congratulate my friends, Critical Drinker and Gary, for their marriage. Let me see if I can pull this up. They did, though. They got married. And it's nice. It was a nice ceremony, really gay ceremony, but it was a nice gay ceremony. And, you know, I respect it right here. So Gary and Drinker got married. So I want to wish both of them long lasting gay sex. And, you know, I don't know what else gays do when they get married, but there you go. So I hope they go to Bro Island and, you know, watch Shia LaBeouf movies. I'm sure it'll be great. Yeah, you go in the comments. I love the wedding photos. You two look adorable. Beautiful couple. Carrie says, we are very happy. Oh, man. Good stuff. Can I get it on Instagram? So I saw this video on Instagram about them at the Angel Studios. Let's see if I can find it. Instagram. Am I signed into Instagram? I don't even know. How do you sign into this fucking thing? Log in? Can I log in? Okay, so that password doesn't work apparently. I don't know my Instagram password. Krista, do you know my Instagram password? Because I don't. Professional operation here, everyone. Professional operation. Well, I don't know how to sign in. So anyway, there's a video over on Instagram where Drinker and Gary were being interviewed and people had no idea who they were. It's a very, very funny, clip, but it was only on Instagram. I don't know if it's actually on Twitter anywhere, but I'll see if we can find that one and we'll check it out later. John freaking Murdoch for $50 says, Unit 199, wow, miss a stream or two and you guys have new memes. Well, you are indeed the supreme IDOT and still gay. You don't know the Unit 199 lore? I guess I got to show you, John. You're probably one of the main people that they accused anyway. So this whole thing is because people are retarded. That's really what this comes down to. So right here, if you go over to D-Day Cobra 2, my channel is under attack. Okay, my channel is under attack. So this is the video right here, and screenshotted it. Dude, like the level of insanity that people have decided to, the level of mental retardation and hoops that people jump through is truly astonishing. So we've evolved a little bit here, and I'm sorry to tell you, chat, but they found us out, exposed, because not only do I work for Israel and Mossad, so do you. That's right. So do you. Everybody in the chat, everybody that donates, you work for Israel too. So right here, Packy Proton says, I hope it's as D-Day Cobra says. What Trump really means by this is that his involvement in the island is a hoax. But if that's the deal, he's not explaining himself very well and is coming off very badly. This account, Jackie Dean, says the 199 crowd are all MAGA with a few Jewish super chat whales, maybe even Mossad or Unit 8200. What the fuck is 8200? Do I got to Google that shit too? Working hard to keep that group in line. Working hard to keep that group. So my big time super chatters are working hard to keep you guys in line, to let you know that we can never question Israel, even though I have said point blank that I think that Netanyahu is the mall kiosk guy of world leaders. And I think that it's absolutely ridiculous that any American podcaster would sit down and have a conversation with him, because I think he's corrupt as hell. Even though I have said that there's very good conversations and interesting conversations to have around Israel and America's involvement in Israel and how our politicians are all, super like compromised, it seems. Even though I've said all of those things, no, guys. No. Jeremy must be working for them. He must be working for them. So now, since I leaned into the memes over me apparently working for the Israeli government, now all of you, the people that are super chatting those big super chats, those are Israeli super chats, guys, and they're meant to keep everyone in line. Now you would ask, well, do you have any proof of that? Group in line. Okay, I guess, see if they have proof. So the super chatters are working hard to keep that group in line. Okay, so now we're going to be you fucking called it, Johnny. Unit 199 is our new fucking name. We're going to be Unit 199. Let's fucking go. So it continues. Okay, I don't keep screenshots, but yeah. So he doesn't keep screenshots of these supposed super chatters that are keeping everybody in line, to let you know, guys, if you guys don't have the right opinion around here, we're gonna have to have a talk. He doesn't have any screenshots of these supposed super chats to keep everyone in line. Some of Jeremy's whales are notoriously proud Jewish hardcore Zionists, and they don't mind throwing around genocidal rhetoric against Palestine and Arabs. Eric K, you're part of it. Eric K, look at what he said about you, bro. What the fuck are we doing? Eric K's a fucking mod, and now he's getting caught up in this shit. So the thing that this all reminds me of, that's where the Unit 199 thing came from. And, it's like this. Anti-Israel people, they basically are at a point, because they screech and they cry and they accuse everyone of being an Israeli government, official, that you just tune them out. Even if they probably have some valid arguments, and there's definitely some good conversations to be had about why our politicians are so compromised in this country. What is that guy, Randy Fine, Florida congressman, where he said he shook Netflix Yahoo's hand and he's never washing his hands until he touches his children? That's a fucking real tweet, by the way. That's a conversation worth having. It's a conversation worth having to, why are all of our politicians so easy to bend the knee? But when you dumb motherfuckers just accuse everybody, you know what you are? You're basically all of these women that Me Too'd everybody. Is there actually SA out there, sexual assault? Is there actually rape? Yeah. But guess what? When every fucking woman in the world is accusing every man of graping them over a fucking hug, nobody takes these motherfuckers seriously anymore. That's who they are. So you motherfuckers have completely lost the fucking plot by accusing any single person that doesn't have the exact opinion that you want them to have of being an Israeli fucking agent. So I don't take them seriously. Even if I criticize, even if I say there's valid conversations to be had, why are our politicians so compromised? Fuck these motherfuckers that just accuse people of everything. I'm sick and tired of it. There was a comment on this video that I thought was super funny. Let me see if I can. Where are the fucking comments at? Where are the comments at? Comments. Is YouTube just like hiding comments now? I can't even find my own comment section. Maybe it's because it's in theater mode. Yeah, I don't know where. Let's see. Here we go. Okay. So there was this guy and he was mad at me. And he's mad because I'm memeing on him, which is exactly what I've done for the past several years on this channel. I just meme the fuck out of everything. I'm sarcastic as hell, and I lean into everything. It doesn't matter. You can accuse me of being a racist. You can accuse me of being a sexist. You can accuse me of being a misogynist. The only, like, again, when people that hate me call me, like, racist, sexist, misogynist, I'm like, those are compliments. The only people that insult me are my chat because they call me gay. My chat's the ones that insult me. All the people that hate me, they're complimenting me when they call me racist and sexist. I'm like, well, thank you. That's very nice of you. I appreciate that. But my chat's the one that insults me. Damn it. He deleted his comment. Here it is right here. Okay, here it is right here. This comment I thought was so funny. Bad take, dude. I know you don't like the Israel people giving you and Trump a hard time, but just burying your head in the sand with such stupid, sarcastic take is not helping this country. My favorite part is this. We liked your channel because we liked Trump. Who the fuck is we? What a weird way to talk to someone when you're an individual. We? What are you? The fuck are you? Are you anonymous? Are you like this fucking hacker group? We liked your channel, Jeremy, because we liked Trump, but you stepped out of line and we get the fuck out of here, man. I can't take these motherfuckers seriously. So anyway, Mark of Reality 450 says, let's see. Did I say it the Krista way? Krista's got me messed up on saying anonymous. She always says anonymous. Krista, you messed me up on that one, I think. Mark of Reality for 50 says, could you please let my evil Zionist overlord know that I've talked to the others, Unit 199, and we need much higher wages and much better working conditions. Thank you, Mark of Reality. I will let them know. And thank you for informing me of this. I appreciate that. In the future, could you not send it in a $50 super chat? They're starting to figure us out. Okay? They're starting to figure us out. When you send a big super chat and it has the pro-Israel messaging, they're starting to figure us out. We have to be smarter. John freaking Murdoch for a proper 199 says, well, I have to do my part and support Unit 199. Jew, I'm more like Shad when it comes to that. If you know, you know. Absolutely, John. Thank you so much, John. You are the man. I appreciate it, brother. Proper 199 in support of Unit 199. Thank you so much. All right. You guys are insane, man. Look at all these super chats. Member of Unit 199 with a super sticker, and you have the Uncle IDOT shirt. Thank you so much. I appreciate it for the super sticker. Do we all call you Jeremiah now, our supreme leader? It's so weird, man. The internet's a crazy place, and all you can do is laugh at it and have some fun. And speaking of having fun, that is exactly what the Trump administration is doing with South Park. Now, let me just say, sometimes people step in it, okay? Sometimes people step in it, and Kristi Noem stepped in it a little bit today, okay? But she quickly corrected course. And I got to give her major respect for correcting course. Because initially, she criticized South Park. She kind of went off on South Park about their depiction of her, and she sounded like a leftist at first. She basically accused them of being sexist and all of this, and I'm like, oh, no. What are you doing? What are you doing? You can't do this, you know? And she quickly, someone probably talked to her, had a conversation with her, and said, you cannot act like that. So she went ahead and changed her government account to her South Park profile picture. And this is a huge win. Again, I know she initially screwed up, and she responded emotionally, and she showed that it bothered her and it was a mistake, but she learned very quickly and she corrected course. And the beautiful thing here is that these leftists are so mad that so many of these people on the right are leaning into it. So here's Charlie Kirk. And then this is this account right here on Twitter. For those of you that are not on Twitter, this account right here is a deranged lunatic that I'm not even sure is a real person, by the way. And this account always goes viral, but never gains followers. It's a very weird situation. But either way, you have them all getting mad because conservatives are just leaning into it. And as Eric says right here, we won. The right has cultural control, 1,000%. And we've got to keep that in mind. And Kristi Noem's initial response was definitely a mistake, but she learned very quickly. And now it's getting to the point where South Park is starting. I don't know if South Park is fully aware of the road that they are going down. MAGA was built off of memes. I've said this 1,000 times. MAGA built for memes, okay? So when you are like, it's one thing is like a one-off, but like this is now 2 episodes in and they have focused solely on the Trump administration. And now you've got people calling them out saying, bro, you guys could have done better. Like South Park dropped the ball with JD Vance. You should have went with the fat meme of Vance. This would have been perfect. So even South Park is showing that, dude, MAGA memers are still even better than you guys in the current, state that you guys are in. It's crazy. It's so funny that like MAGA memers are still better. And now they're getting criticized by a lot of people. And I think this is a very interesting time for South Park. Now, for me, South Park has not been relevant for a long time in terms of, for me, I'm not saying South Park is irrelevant because they're clearly not irrelevant, but they've not been as relevant for a lot of people as they used to be, but they are geniuses. Matt and Trey are geniuses, and I'm never going to take anything away from them. But seeing the meltdown has been great. South Park goes over the top to try and mock the right and provoke a response. Doesn't work. The right is like, cool, was kind of funny. Left starts freaking out that the right isn't freaking out. South Park is forced to shift gears or continue with a played out joke. Total right-wing narrative and cultural domination. And that is happening right now. It is a cultural shift that is happening right before our very eyes. And we're seeing it, and I'm loving it. I'm loving every bit of this right now. And how they go about it, I'm not sure. Libs spent $1.5 billion to extract the anti-Trump satire from South Park. And it's only been co-opted by the administration. So the administration putting the website links and everything, which is, this is what it's all about. This is the behavior of people that understand that politics and what has happened in the last decade, politics has fallen culturally to the left, and the right has taken it back and then some. Okay? This is huge. I know a lot of people think, well, South Park, why are you spending so much time on South Park, Jeremy? And it's like, you have to understand the significance of what is happening right now. The reason that so much has been impacted from movies, entertainment, even the corporate world being drowned out by this DEI bullshit, it's all because of the culture and how much the culture shifted under Barack Hussein Obama. And watching it completely shift back in the opposite direction because of Trump is huge. Now, just because it shifts back, we have to make sure that we maintain that. And people like J.D. Vance, who seem to be the heir apparent to Trump, very important. And he seems like he can handle it very well. So, yeah, I've been very, very happy with all of this. And big shout out to the administration, for handling it. And now you're starting to see people call out, the creators of South Park. If you want to know why South Park never took swings at Joe Biden the same way they've been doing to President Trump, the show's lawyer also just happens to be the guy who funded Hunter Biden's legal defense. So now people are starting to see it. It's like, I am not upset that South Park is going after Trump. I'm not upset that they're going after conservatives or anybody on the right. I am not upset at all. I find them to be pretty funny. And as a Michael Jackson fan, I loved when they went after Michael Jackson. I thought that was some of the funniest stuff they've ever done. But when you're just showing through your own actions that you're bothered by a lot of this, which is what they've done with their response, or with their tweet that J.D. Vance responded to, they're starting to show that they're really, really upset about it. Again, as I said, J.D. Vance's perfect response right here. South Park uploads this picture of J.D. Vance and President Trump, and it got 291,000 likes. 48 responds and says, well, I finally made it. 485,000 likes. Perfection. This is it right here. Now, what I say about South Park is because they, right here, when Homeland Security put this out and leaning into it, South Park responded and says, wait, so we are relevant? Hashtag eat a bag of dicks. And to me, this tweet really did say a lot about the fact that they truly do hate the Trump administration, and they're bothered. They're bothered that it doesn't bother the administration. This was, to me, like, this tweet was worse than it. Like, not that anything's been bad. Anything they've done on the show has been completely fine. I have not been upset. I have not been bothered by any of it. None of it has said anything to me. This showed me that they are very, very triggered over this whole situation. So we'll continue to monitor it. But it's been fun. It's been fun to watch it playing out. And again, I do agree that the right has total control as it stands. Timothy Finch says, not saying Jared's gay, but he is, I got that one, but BFFs with Gary. Vol 95 says, got WrestleMania 3 and 23 on DVD. Next suggestion, 17. You got to get WrestleMania 17. And WrestleMania 30. WrestleMania 30 is great. Bigfoot Papa says, I heard Ryan and Jeremy is next. And Bigfoot Papa dropped 20 gifted memberships. We got new emojis. Look at that. I see the Hulk Hogan emoji. Look at there. Krista already on it. So we got the Hulk Hogan emoji. Do we have any more? I see a Hulk Hogan emoji. Oh, Sydney Sweeney and Fat JD Vance. Hail Krista. Look at there. Look at that. Sydney Sweeney emojis. Krista, can you put those on Rumble as well for the members? I don't know how many spots we have open on Rumble, but if we could add those to the Rumble, You may have to get my sign-in information to do that. Okay. Thank you for the 20 gifted memberships. Gray Ghost says, I'm sorry, I forgot to pay my tribute to the Mossad agents as well as to the Mossad handler, a very gay Jeremy Idot. Thank you so much. I know how much is going to piss these fucking people off that are like obsessed with Israel and shit. I had someone say like, it's a supporter though. He's like, you just don't know much about Israel, Jeremy. That's all. I'm like, I know. I've said that. I've said this 100 times that I don't pay attention to any of that shit. And for these dumb fucks to come in here and accuse me of being part of that shit, it just shows how retarded they are. Nader's Brick Channel says, did Drinker lay Gary down on a bed of roses? Listen, Gary loves Bon Jovi. I don't know, like, I know he like puts out this image that he doesn't, but like Gary loves Bon Jovi, okay? Bed of Roses is his favorite song. He also likes Bad Medicine. Darth Gavel with the fight emojis. Thank you. Arclight with the get the membership. Thank you, Arclight. Mr. Bentham says Jeremy is almost there, guys. He's so close. 199. Thank you, brother. War Breer for a gifted membership. Thank you. Adam Rice says, a few whales. What about all the people giving $5 a month since the OG Flash Tug CobraCast birth? Please get them back for 3-year anniversaries. Absolutely. Hey, listen. The $5 people, they're just flying under the radar because they don't want anyone to know. You know, they're like, if I just throw a bunch of fives, it'll bring attention to me. Jackson Cagle says, high five unit. Thank you. Dave Chandler says, my Mossad check keeps getting lost in the mail, Jeremy. Can you help an IDOT out? Aldo333 says, have my Hebrew money agent IDOT, mage hardcore Zionist, locking in for some hardcore Tel Aviv propaganda LFG. Well, considering I am, so pro-Israel these days, and I don't want any bad news to be shared about Israel, apparently, let's show you something that has popped up today that is very, very bad for Israel, in my humble opinion, even though I never talk about these things, even though I never want to bring any attention to this type of stuff. This would be the first time I've ever criticized Israel, ever, because I work for them. Now, to me, this did look like a fake picture. But photos of Jeffrey Epstein on his jet in 2019 wearing an IDF sweatshirt. This is from the Telegraph, and they claim it's a real picture. Like, if I was to see this picture, I would not think this was real, but it's apparently been confirmed to be real. And that ain't good. That ain't good at all. Now, if you wanna say that that's just a coincidence, I'm not buying it. I'm not buying it at all. I think there's definitely something to that one, if it's a real picture. And this has kind of been making the rounds right there. And so, but apparently, according to the Telegraph, this is a real picture. And if this is a real picture, which it appears to be, I think that's not very good for them. So, it's not. Again, it does look fake. It really does. And there's no community note right here. See? It's from the Telegraph. And it says, I was Epstein's butler for 18 years. There's no way he killed himself. So apparently it is a real picture. It doesn't look real, but apparently it is. So, we can click on the article right here. Here's the article right here. Oh, do I have to? You've got to be fucking kidding me. This story is so important, they want you to pay to read it. Fuck off. Fuck off. Typical mainstream bullshit. Well, the Telegraph's a big site, so it's not a troll. But the fact that it's paywalled is absolutely insane. I ain't paying for shit. I will not. I did that one time because Hayden Wayne wanted me to sign up for the New York Times for an article one time. And because I'm lazy, I never canceled it. So I ended up paying for the whole year for the New York Times. And I'm like, damn it, Hayden. Oh, well. But yeah, fuck the Telegraph for that. But anyway, this was making the rounds. Definitely not good if, in fact, that is a real picture. Again, if I'm looking at that picture, I'm thinking that looks photoshopped. A lot looks off on that picture. But according to the Telegraph, it is a real picture. And if it is, in fact, a real picture, that's a huge problem. So you listen to Hayden? Yes, I did listen to Hayden. Simpin on Simcast says Jeremy's unit measures a 199. Thank you. Bigfoot Papa says Jeremy's not paid by Israel, guys. Be real. He saw little Ben Shapiro's sister and decided to side with her two great personalities. Oh, God. The Good White says, I'm a misogynist. Thank you. Cole Howell says, Jeremy's not racist. Black from the waist down like me. You know what? You're right about that. You are correct. Okay, listen, there's a lot has happened today. And, you know, again, man, with a lot of the negativity surrounding President Trump and calling him a warmonger. And yet, look what we have. The peace president, Donald Trump. Donald Trump is doing things that no one else could have ever done. He is truly the peace president. Now, on top of this story, which we're going to cover here in just a minute, we also got news that President Trump is meeting with Vladimir Putin in Alaska next Friday. The fact that Trump convinced Putin to come to U.S. soil is incredible. Absolutely insane. So that is happening next Friday in Alaska. President Trump and Putin are meeting. But let's talk about what happened today. An amazing moment. And President Trump is truly the greatest president of all time, and no one is even close. We're going to listen to the majority of this because it's very important to understand just how impactful this is.
Peter, please.
Related, just because you mentioned the elusive peace in Ukraine. Who is holding up this Ukraine ceasefire summit? Is it Putin or is it Zelensky?
Now, this happened before they made the public announcement that Trump and Putin were going to be meeting in Alaska. They knew that there was going to be a meeting with them, but they didn't clarify the time or the place. So this press conference was happening before that announcement, just to be clear.
Well, I think it's that one is, as you know, we've been working on a lot of these deals. We've closed every single one of them all throughout the world, and that's the last of them. And they're losing, Peter, about 6,000, maybe even 7,000 soldiers every single week. Russia, as you know, lost almost 25,000 over the last month and a half, and Ukraine lost just a small number, fewer. It's a lot of people are dying, and I think we're getting very close. And we're going to be announcing later on. We're going to have a meeting with Russia. We'll start off with Russia, and we'll announce a location. I think the location will be a very popular one for a lot of reasons. But we'll be announcing that a little bit later. I just don't want to do it now because of the importance of what we just did.
I completely understand that. Just a follow-up. Are you surprised that Zelensky hasn't figured out by now, in years of war, how to deal with you and to deal with Putin without needing permission to make concessions from his parliament or from a national referendum?
Well, he's going out and getting what he needs. You know, he's not authorized to do certain things. I said, well, you're going to have to get it fast because, you know, we're getting very close to a deal. And he's doing that, and he's working with the European nations, and they're terrific people, terrific leaders, NATO. And as you know, I became very friendly with them. They agreed to go from 2% to 5%, 2% that they didn't pay to 5%.
Right here, a very trusted source, ladies and gentlemen. Fish Titty says the pic doesn't have to be real. He worked for Israel. Thank you, Fish Titty. You very trusted source right there on that. So I really appreciate that. Thank you. Man, that's hard-hitting journalism right there. I appreciate it.
That they've already paid. It's trillions of dollars. So, we're working together very closely. But no, in all fairness to...
Fish Titty is actually a phenomenal name, by the way. Like, that might be one of the greatest, screen names I've ever seen. Fish Titty. It's amazing. That is, you know what? We're dropping gifted memberships. I was too busy being sarcastic. I retract my sarcasm towards you, Fish Titty. Your name will be remembered because that is an amazing name. I've never heard the word Fish Titty in my life. That is fucking awesome. Like, I have been on this planet for 4 decades, and I have never said the words Fish Titty, I don't believe, until you. That is fucking awesome. So there we have it. All right, here we go.
President Zelensky, he's getting everything he needs to assuming we get something done. But I'll be meeting very shortly with President Putin. It would have been sooner, but I guess there's security arrangements that unfortunately people have to make. Otherwise, I'd do it much quicker. He would too. He'd like to meet as soon as possible. I agree with it. But we'll be announcing that very shortly, okay? And location. Yeah, please.
Buford!
Mr. President, with this meeting with Putin, is this Russia's last chance to achieve peace? And do you expect Ukraine to make any type of territorial concession?
Yeah, I don't like using the term last chance. Look, it's, this is two very, very smart people. They've been going at it and their predecessors also very smart. And they've been going at it for 35 years. It's tough. And, when those guns start going off, it's awfully tough to get them to stop. It really does. It's a war that should have never happened. It would have never happened if I were president. There was no reason for it. So many people are killed, so much cultural destruction. You look at those magnificent towers, the most beautiful in the world. The spires were considered the most beautiful in the world. They're all in 1 million pieces, laying on the ground, all obliterated, knocked into 1 million pieces. So sad. But millions of people have died, and very, very much set in their ways. A lot of people were set in their ways, but I think we're getting close.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
This was not my war. This was Biden's war. But the European Union has been great. As you know, they're purchasing equipment from us. They have a lot of money. And they're spending a lot of money on buying equipment. We're not spending money, but we are supplying them equipment. They're paying for it. And I think that a lot of things happened recently that would make this go forward. I'm not going to mention anything having to do with India, but maybe that had an impact. But what really had an impact was NATO has stepped up in terms of their spending on buying military equipment. We're in for, probably through Biden and his people, $350 billion. $350 billion. When they hear these numbers, you're saying that's a lot of money. $350 billion the United States has spent on that. It should have spent nothing because it should have never happened. It would have never happened. And Europe is in for over $100 billion, which is, it should be the opposite if we were in for anything, but it should be the opposite. And I will say that Europe wants to see peace. The European leaders want to see peace. President Putin, I believe, wants to see peace, and Zelensky wants to see peace. Now, President Zelensky has to get all of his everything he needs because he's going to have to get ready to sign something, and I think he is working hard to get that done.
Will Zelensky have to give up territory, Mr. President?
Well, you're looking at territory that's been fought over for 3.5 years with, a lot of.
And I think like we're going to talk about the peace deal that Trump made today as well. But I think that it's obvious that this whole Russia-Ukraine situation has proven to be far more difficult than Trump anticipated. Trump consistently said he would have the war ended on day one. He said he would have the war ended before he even took office. And it's clear that this has been far more difficult for him than he anticipated, but he's still getting things done. And I do believe that he's going to get it done, but it just should show everybody how tough this has been.
Russians have died. A lot of Ukrainians have died. So we're looking at that, but we're actually looking to get some back and some swapping. It's complicated. It's actually nothing easy. It's very complicated, but we're going to get some back. We're going to get some switched. There'll be some swapping of territories to the betterment of both. And but we'll be talking about that either later or tomorrow or whatever. Yeah, please. Say it.
If I could ask a question of your guests and also of you.
Yeah.
Of the guests, will the Armenians from Nagorno-Karabakh be allowed to return? And also, do you have any thoughts on the talk about President Trump winning the Nobel Peace Prize? And for President Trump, you're working on resolving 2 other major conflicts. In Gaza, you've spoke of resettling the Gazans. The country of Somaliland has expressed potential interest if you were to diplomatically recognize their independence. Are you inclined to do so? And also, did President Putin present an award to Mr. Witkoff during their recent visit?
He likes Mr. Witkoff, I can tell you that. That's true. Please, go ahead.
I think President Trump deserved to have a Nobel Peace Prize, and we will defend that, and we will promote for that, and that's obvious. So, and today's event, I think, is a very bright expression of that, and hopefully you will invite us to
Front row, you'll be front row.
yeah.
Thank you.
We are in favor.
Thank you.
Honestly, the Nobel Peace Prize deserves Trump. Trump doesn't deserve the Nobel Peace Prize because Trump is bigger than the Nobel Peace Prize. Plus, Nobel Peace Prize, fucking Barack Obama won it. Like, it's tainted as hell anyway. You know what I mean? Like, they should just rename it to the Trump Peace Prize is what they should do.
Thank you.
Can I have a suggestion?
Yes.
So maybe we agree with Prime Minister Pashinyan to send a joint appeal to Nobel Committee to award President Trump with the Nobel Peace Prize, because from the leaders of the countries which were at war for more than 3 decades, having this historic signature here, it really means a lot. This is tangible result of President Trump's leadership, and no one could have achieved that. There have been many presidents here since beginning of 90s, and the so-called Minsk process, which, by the way, today we put an end to with my Armenian colleague, started in 1992. So negotiation under the auspices of OSCE continued for more than 3 decades without any result. So who, if not President Trump, deserves the Nobel Peace Prize? I don't want to go into the history of some very strange decisions of the Nobel Peace Committee to award the prize for someone who didn't do anything at all. But President Trump, in 6 months, did miracle. So I think that my Armenian colleague will support it, and judging by the reaction of the audience, I think as soon as we come back, we will agree to issue a joint letter. And hopefully, and I also join when President is awarded, we hope that he will invite us to the ceremony.
You certainly will be. Thank you very much.
Do we have draft to sign now?
Well, we'll see what happens.
We already like to sign.
Thank you very much. It's very nice. We're looking into that right now. Good question, actually, and another complex one, as you know, but we're working on that right now. Somaliland.
Mr. President, thank you so much. I wanted to ask you, have you spoken to Russian President Putin yet? And would you go to Russia or Ukraine? And what exactly would you say
We'll
to
be
him?
announcing the location in maybe a little while, and I think you'll be very happy. We'll see what happens, right? All we can do is do our best. We've been working on this one for a long time. This is a very complicated one also. This was extremely complicated, but we made it less complicated, and we had 2 very brilliant people on my right and my left. They understood what was at stake. I think if it didn't get done now, it might have never gotten done. So this is the same, very similar with Ukraine. It became more and more complicated as time went on. It was simple at the beginning. It wasn't going to happen, but it became more and more complicated. But I think we're getting close. Yes, ma'am. Yes, go ahead, please.
Could the location for the summit be Italy?
Location.
Oh. I will give it to you very soon. Honestly, I don't want to do anything. These guys, I don't want to do anything where that's like, because this is a bigger story than a location. A location's good.
A few people are asking who they are. So it says it right up there. So the Prime Minister, Armenia and Azerbaijani. Is that it? Azerbaijani. So that's who, these are two world leaders, and Trump has gotten yet another peace deal set up. And as they said, that there are presidents in the past that have who have not been able to get this done, and only President Azerbaijan. Is that it? Okay. So close enough, I guess. Hey, yeah, fuck it. You know, I'm from America.
I'm a real estate person. I know about location, but there's nothing to compete with this in terms of what we're doing today. It's just such a great achievement for these two. Really, they'll go down as great leaders for what they did. I put them together, but what they have been able, and I don't want to do anything. So we'll talk about it later. Today, we'll give you a location today.
Cartels too. You were talking about sending military forces to fight against the drug cartels in Latin America. Do you think it's worth sending our forces, our U.S. forces there to take this on?
Cartels where?
Central Latin America.
Well, Latin America's got a lot of cartels. They've got a lot of drugs flowing. So, we want to protect our country. We have to protect our country. We haven't been doing it for 4 years. And we love this country like they love their countries. We have to protect our country. So, we're playing a tough game, but we'll have more to say about that soon. Yes, ma'am.
Mr. President, I'm Musala from Azerbaijan News Agency Report. So we are grateful to be here. Today you host a truly historic meeting. As a person who values diplomacy and global interaction, do you consider the possibility to visiting Azerbaijan? Actually, you mentioned Azerbaijan and Armenia after this meeting.
What?
I didn't understand it either. That's me. All right. There we go. Hang on.
Diplomacy and global interaction. Do you consider the possibility to visiting Azerbaijan? Actually, you mentioned Azerbaijan and Armenia after this meeting.
What?
To visit our countries, do you consider to visit? Wow.
Which one do I consider better?
Yes.
I think if I ever said that you would say, this guy couldn't have solved the problem. You know what? I consider them both great, okay? And you know what? They're going to be even greater. But and they're very different in many ways, but they have a lot in common. But they're both great as far as I'm concerned. Yeah, please. It's an interesting question, right? That would have been a hell of an answer if I said, well, I think I like this one or that one. No, we don't do that. Go ahead, please.
Mr. President, first of all, thank you for bringing peace to South Caucasus, something that no one has been able to achieve in 35 years.
Thank you.
That's number one. We also noticed that you think highly of the commitments that the sides have taken on and assumed. However, considering the long history of conflict and the fact that this is not a legally binding document, will there be consequences if at some point one of the sides takes a step back?
I don't think it's going to happen. I think it's going to be very good. And I told them, I gave them a personal commitment. If there's, there's always little problems here and there, right? The big ones have been solved. These are the giant ones have been solved. But if there's conflict, they both know they're going to call me and we're going to get it straightened out. They're not going to have a problem. Where are you from?
Armenia.
Okay, good. Very good. I was wondering, it was a very unusual question. But it's not unusual considering you're from Armenia. If there's a problem, we will get it worked out. I told them both, don't let the problem last. We get it early and we'll get it solved. Good reporter you have over there. Okay.
Can I ask?
Please.
First of all, I'd like to say that today we initialed the peace deal, which was in the process of negotiations for quite a while. The fact that it is initialed here, in the capital #1 of the world, in the office #1 of the world, and in front of the great president of the United States, means that there should be no doubts and no suspicions that any of the sides would step back. If any of us, Prime Minister Pashinyan or myself, had in mind to step back, we wouldn't have come here. So you can be absolutely sure, as well as Azerbaijani community, that what has happened today will result in peace, long-lasting peace, eternal peace in the Caucasus.
That's a very nice.
I'm sorry.
Seriously, who is against what Trump is doing? Seriously, like, what is wrong with you if you're against what we are seeing right now? We are witnessing historic results. I talk about this often, and I will continue to repeat this talking point. We often live in nostalgia. I do this all the time. I think back to, like, oh, video games back in the 90s were so good. Professional wrestling was so great back during the Attitude Era. You know, things will never be as good as they were. You know, we all have that, and I'm just as guilty of it as everybody else. We will never witness another president in our lifetimes that will be as impactful as Trump, as entertaining as Trump. We're never going to witness it. It's not going to happen. This is something that everybody should appreciate while we have it. We're never going to see it. It's absolutely incredible, the amazing things that he's doing and the things that he's accomplishing right now.
I'm sorry. Fully agree and nothing to add.
That's a very nice two statements, but that's a beautifully stated statement. Let's go. A couple of more. Yeah, please.
Did he say a beautifully stated statement? He got hung up on what to say. Listen.
That's a very nice two statements, but that's a beautifully stated statement. Let's go. A couple of more. Yeah, please.
Mr. President, many in the South Caucasus have pinned the blame on your predecessor, Joe Biden, and his Secretary of State, Antony Blinken, for obstacles in America's bilateral relations with Azerbaijan and peace in that part of the world. How important is it to you to...
Azerbaijan, that's how you say it. Okay, I wasn't too bad. So I said... What did I even say now? Azerbaijan is what it said. Okay. Not too bad. I said something like as by Johnny. Didn't I say that? As by Johnny. That's pretty good. I got to hear this guy say it one more time now.
Antony Blinken for obstacles in America's bilateral relations with Azerbaijan and peace in that part of the world. How important is it to you?
Listen, to be fair, I didn't mess it up as bad as Trump messed up Tua's name, okay?
Tag Council and Tua Tag Ovalia.
I will never get tired of hearing that. I will never get tired of it.
And Tua Tag Ovalia, the quarterback, who is really he's been fantastic.
Oh my goodness! Actually, I think, if I'm not mistaken, I think Tua. Yeah, they asked Tua about it. Actually, here it is right here.
I think it's pretty cool. It's an honor. I would say I don't know too much about it. But again, I think that's an honor.
What did you make of the way the president pronounced your name?
I mean, I don't think he's had the worst. I've heard a couple worse in Alabama. But it's what it is. I mean, I don't take that to heart. It is what it is. He's a great guy, phenomenal guy. Just got to stay healthy. Yeah, I liked it. I enjoyed it.
How did that all develop?
I mean, I should ask you that question too, bro. How did that all develop? I'm not too sure.
But Tua being complimentary of the president is awesome. So anyway, we'll continue on this right now.
You to
Roll
elevate
Tide.
your country's partnership and your administration's partnership with Azerbaijan, with Armenia, and how important is this for your legacy?
Well, to me, it's very important, but it's, you know, I know the history of what was going on because I do a lot of reading, and they've been at a vicious, you know, they've had a very contentious relationship for a long time. It's war. Most of the time was war. And so to get it done, they're great people. I know a lot of people from Armenia. I know a lot of people from both countries, and they're incredible people, and it shouldn't happen what has happened. I wish we could have been here sooner, you know, if the election were different. I'm going to be nice today. I'm not going to be controversial and say the election was rigged. I would have had this thing solved 4 years sooner. But the truth is, that's right. If the election weren't rigged, I would have been here 4 years sooner. We would have signed the same agreement 4 years sooner. But it didn't happen. And the Biden administration did really very little, actually nothing to get it done. But they did nothing to get really anything done. It was this country was in very serious shape. And I say it over and over again. I met all the leaders of NATO. I went, as you know, to the Middle East. I was with the King of Saudi Arabia, the leaders of great countries, right? Qatar and UAE and others in the Middle East. And everyone essentially said the same thing. We had a dead country.
I got to play it for Sean here, since Sean said, I love Trump. Trump loves black men. I'm kind of in awe of what the administration is accomplishing and attempting to accomplish. This is how a presidency should be. There's been some setbacks, but I'm pleased overall, 100%. And for your super chat, I will play the clip. Again, there's nobody that could get away with saying this other than Donald Trump.
Affecting the Hispanic people, and my numbers with the black, and especially black men. I love black men. I love them. I love them. I have gone through the roof with black men. Black men. I don't do quite as well with black women, I must say. I don't know why, but I'm sure that'll work out too. But
oh gosh. Hayden Wade for 50 says Trump is not only the best president of my lifetime, but it doesn't hurt that the man is a walking meme generator, just like we just saw. Almost like the Veep, or almost like Veep. It's if that show were funny, it's unreal, and I absolutely love it. Hail the snake pit. Thank you, Hayden Wayne. I don't know if you were here earlier. I mentioned you because do you remember? God, it was like 2 years ago, I feel like. Do you remember there was a New York Times article you wanted me to read, and it was behind a paywall? And I was like, I'm not paying for this shit. And you start dropping like super chats. You're like, here, I'll pay for it. You got to pull this up. And so I signed up for it, and then I didn't cancel it for like a year. So I ended up giving New York Times like a year's worth of fucking money. So it's all your fault, but that's okay. Thank you, Hayden Wayne. I appreciate it. Oh, he was here for that, says Jessica. Okay, awesome. All right, let's continue on with Trump really quick.
1 year ago, we had a dead country. Our country was dying. And now we have the hottest country anywhere in the world. It's not even close.
Hayden,
we have the hottest country in the world. And it's an honor to use that, if you call it power or respect or whatever it is, to settle wars like we have right here to my left and my right. And these two guys are very smart. I got to know them, and they're very smart. They're not going to, I don't think they're going to ever have to bother with me. They may call me just to bug me a little bit. Let me put them to a test, and they'll call because they like to call me. But they're not going to have any problem. We have a very comprehensive agreement. It's a peace agreement. And this isn't ceasefire. This isn't we'll hold up. This is a peace agreement. And they're going to end up doing a lot of business with each other. They're going to do a lot of business with the United States. And I'm going to always remember, at least during the time that I'm here, I'm going to remember how smart they were, how good they were. And when it comes to trade and other things, we're going to always go 100% out, and we'll go out of our way to make sure it comes out good for them. They did an amazingly good thing and a very brave thing. It's a very complicated part of the world they come from, very tough part of the world. It's a tough but smart part of the world, smart, tough people, and great wealth, great energy wealth. I was talking to Chris and you were saying,
dude, what world do we live in right now? What world do we live in? Look at this. U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement has just uploaded this picture. This is insane. This is crazy. It will never be better than this right here. It will never be better. This administration understands the internet. And yes, they even tagged him. Did he retweet it? Let's see if he retweeted it. They did. He retweeted it. Oh my goodness. I love this timeline so much. This is absolutely crazy. Absolutely crazy. Oh, by the way, Tree Bear, here it is. Supreme Commander, Unit 199. There it is. Tree Bear's already on it. So the memes continue to flow. There it is.
in terms of wealth, it's enormous wealth. But wealth doesn't often solve problems. It takes other things. But they're amazing, two amazing leaders, and it's an honor to be associated with them. How about we'll do one more, please?
Thank you, Mr. President. Your gut instincts have always done well in terms of business and in terms of politics. What does your gut tell you as it relates to the possibility of an event like this in the next few weeks, the next few months, in which you have President Putin on one side and President Zelensky on your other side?
I think my instinct really tells me that we have a shot at it, okay? And you'll find that out later on, and maybe even today, but we have a shot at it. Look, it's got to be solved. You know, we're not losing people. A lot of people say, why are you bothering? We're not losing people. We were spending hundreds of billions of dollars. Now we're spending nothing. We're spending no money. I guess we're making money because, you know, we're great. We have the best military equipment in the world. We're selling it to NATO. But you're losing thousands of people a week. Russians and Ukrainians mostly soldiers, but, you know, missiles are lobbed into cities and towns, Kiev, lots of places. You've been reading the same stories that I've been reading. And we got to get it solved.
The Norwegian Nobel Committee will make their announcement as it relates to this year's Nobel Peace Prize on October the 10th, Friday, October the 10th. Is that date circled on your calendar, Mr. President?
I can't say. I mean, a lot of people say, you know, no matter what I did, because, you know, I'm of a certain persuasion, no matter what I do, they won't give it. And I'm not politicking for it. I have a lot of people that are. I know. I mean, I read the same things as you do. But it would be a great honor, certainly. But I would never politic. I'm not doing it for that. I'm doing it because of, I really, number one, I want to save lives. That's why I'm involved so much with Ukraine and Russia. It's saving lives of Russians and Ukrainians. It's not American lives. Now, I would say this, that war could have escalated in something much better. That could have been a world war. I think if we didn't come, Ukraine, Russia would have ended up being a world war. And I stopped that. That stopped. Now, the only question is, when is it going to be settled? And it could be very soon, but when is it going to be? But that would have been a world war. If I didn't come along with a very talented group of people sitting largely right here, but there are others not in the room that are very talented, I think Russia, Ukraine would have had a very, very high degree, I think even probably would have ended up being in a world war.
Your predecessor.
I don't think people talk about that now because they don't see it anymore, but we brought it down a long way, but that was getting to a point. When I first came in, I said, wow, this thing is really bad. And it could have escalated to a level that you people would have been very unhappy with. Yeah.
Your predecessor, Mr. President, President Ronald Reagan, had a phrase as it relates to dealing with the then Soviet Union and also Mikhail Gorbachev. The phrase was, trust but verify. Do you subscribe to that same view as it relates to Mr. Putin and Russia?
Well, I do relating to everybody. I mean, not just President Putin, but also people and leaders that I deal with. Look, I'm dealing with trade, and some of the worst deals we made, some of the...
Oh my God, this fucking loser. Remember when Trump claimed he would end the war in one phone call? That totally happened. Well, I talked about that earlier. So yes, we do remember because I've literally talked about it during this fucking episode. God, Trump haters are so fucking retarded, dude. Like, yes, I talked to, like, was that supposed to be a gotcha when I literally talked about it in this fucking stream? Fucking hell, man. I don't understand how being a Trump hater, like, I don't understand what happens to your brain. It's just melted at that point. Like, you cannot deal with these people. They're so fucking broken in the brains that no amount of common sense or logic applies. Like, during this stream, I was like, you know, Trump said he would end that war in 24 hours. In fact, he said he would end the war before he even took office. And it's clearly proving to be far more challenging than he anticipated. Talked about it in the stream, but apparently that's not good enough for TDS fucking weirdos.
Worst trade deals we have, I talk about friend and foe, right? Friend and foe, two interesting words. Some of our worst trade deals were not with the foe, they were with the friends. Our friends were just killing us on trade. Not anymore. Not anymore. We're taking in trillions of dollars, and we're respected, and we're settling, through trade, even a little bit here, less here than on some, but through trade, I got.
Oh, he said you're triggered easily. Is that what he said? No. I only do this to get super chats from you. Like, I literally just use your stupidity to get super chats. It's the lowest form of like grifting. Is I just use people like you to roast you and then get super chats from you. That's literally all it is. So I'm sorry if you thought that it was more than that, but it's really just as simple as I just use your stupidity to get money. It really is all it is. So, but hey, if you think it's triggered, it's fine. But either way, I'm going to get paid. And the people got entertaining. You know, you're a low IQ grifter. Yes, I do. From Alabama, bro. My parents might be brother and sister. Like, of course I know that. What can't insult me. If you want to insult me, call me gay. That's the only way to insult me, bro. That's it.
Things settled. With India, Pakistan, I think it was trade more than any other reason. That's how I got involved. I said, I don't want to be dealing with countries that are trying to blow up themselves and maybe the world. They're nuclear nations. That was a big one. Getting that one settled, I think you'd agree. That was a big one. And they were going at it. They were shooting airplanes out of the sky. 5 or 6 planes got shot down in their last little skirmish, and then it was going to escalate from there. And that could have gotten to be very, very bad. Now, I want to save a lot of lives. I love saving lives. That's what it's about. And when you save lives.
Why does Trump make a virtue signal sound so funny? I love saving lives. Like, who doesn't like saving lives, Trump? Like, it's such a... I love saving lives. Thank you, Trump. Okay.
You really end up having a peaceful world. Usually that ends up pretty well. I want to thank everybody, but in particular, these two great leaders for having the courage to do what they did today, and they're going to go down in the history books. And it's a great honor to be involved. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Awesome stuff right there, man. So Trump,
all right, so welcome back in here to Live Now from Fox.
Stop that. But yeah, Trump is it's unbelievable what he's doing right now. And I am just, in terms of, is this what I voted for? This surpasses what I voted for. He has surpassed every expectation. Yes, there's a few bumps along the way. There's a couple of problems. We already know what that is. It's been well documented on this channel what my issues are. But he truly is, he has done an amazing job. Linko Kenobi 450 Says, what's up, Jeremy? I was out of YouTube for 3 days due to having the flu after my trip to Miami. Feeling much better now. Only did 5 videos today. Missed a lot of CobraCast. Need to be updated. It's good to see you guys. Hail Cobra. Well, thank you, Linko. I'm glad you're feeling better. Sorry you got sick during your trip, man. Yeah, I mean, it's been a crate. Like, it's hard to keep up. I would say go over to DA Cobra 2 and just look up at all the uploads over there, because there's just been so much happening in the past week. I have noticed you haven't been around, man, but it's good to see you, brother. So glad you are here and hanging out with us. Good to see you, man. Hope you had a good trip in Florida, even though you got sick. Hayden Wayne says, we definitely don't live in the best timeline. Internet censorship and all. Yeah, you're 100% right. Like, it's the best timeline from a presidential run for sure, but all of the censorship is just out of control right now. Where did it go? It just left off. Where are we at? Let's see. Oh, but we definitely don't live in the worst timeline either. We have the best administration, though. They love the memes. They know the power they hold. 100% on that. And yeah, I mean, look, the internet is a blessing and a curse. It allows everybody's opinions and everybody's weird fetishes to be exposed. Who was this? This was like, what's his name? Is it Sebastian Maniscalco? I think Sebastian Maniscalco was doing a stand-up, one of his on his tour. And I don't remember specifically, but the point of the joke was that, yeah, the comedian, he's really funny. And he essentially was like, the internet is basically like when we were growing up, if there was some fucking weirdo in his basement that was into weird sex and weird kinky shit, we never knew about it. Now, because of the internet, we get to know about all these fucking weirdos and all of their freaky fetishes and all of that. Like, I want to live in a simpler time where I didn't know any of this shit. I don't need to know what all of your sexual fetishes are. All right. Don't need to know it. This is why I go back to the argument of Raylos are weird. You know, I used to say that all the time on the Geeks and Gamers main channel, because Raylos are in fact weird. And what I mean by that is I just don't think that, like, you can do whatever you want on the internet. You know, it's free fucking internet, at least unless you're a MAGA, supporter. But I'm going to judge you harshly if you decide to put your sexual fantasies on the internet. I'm just am. And that's what Raylos do. Raylos are weird. They're fucked up and weird people. And typically they're old cat ladies who, no one ever wants to come near anyway. So they just put all their sexual fantasies on the internet. And I don't need to know about all that. Hayden Wayne for 50 says, don't forget we have 2 bills in Congress right now, the Keep Children Safe Online Act and the Screen Act. Both are the same type of ID verification stuff that's happening in the UK and other countries right now. It is coming. We must fight it. Thank you, Hayden. And that was one thing, like, I know I need to make more videos on the Geeks and Gamers main channel, and I am going to. And a lot of this censorship stuff and the YouTube ID verification stories, those are some of the things that I think would be good topics for that channel, along with just the random stupid stuff that I want to talk about of what's going on. But thank you for that, Hayden. I appreciate it, brother. Let's see. Angel dropped 5 gifted memberships. Thank you, Angel, for the 5 gifted memberships. Appreciate that. Oh, yeah, so we got now I just forgot about Fish Titty, and now I remember it. So let me see if I can get this right. Fish Titty and Azerbaijan. Is that right? Azerbaijan. Somebody said yes. Lady Aaron D said yes. That's all I need. Lady Aaron D says I said it right. We're good. Fish Titty Unit 199. Thank you for the 20. I appreciate it. You guys actually sent me 2 20s for saying Fish Titty. So I really didn't think I was going to say the words Fish Titty on tonight's stream, but here we are. Linko Ganobi says, hey, Jeremy sent you a message on Twitter when you get a chance to read it. Going to get to some rest. Have a good night, Jeremy. And same to the chat. Hail. Thank you so much, brother. I appreciate it. 1992 space movie says Project Egg Roll was featured on Fox News today because of Sweeney's new Baskin Robbins commercial. The country is healing with hot women being back in advertising. You know, I did see that. Let me see if I can pull that up. So Project Egg Roll Phil getting featured on Fox News. Let me see. I thought I bookmarked it. I didn't realize how many things I bookmarked. Holy crap, I've bookmarked a lot of stuff today because there's been a lot of news. I guess I'm just going to go to Phil's account because I don't know where it's at. Okay, let's go to Phil's account and pull that up. Here we go. Project Egg Roll. I'll find it here in just a minute. But yes, that did happen, and that was super cool. And yes, we are definitely at a point where women, hot women, are the focus of so many different stories right now, as it should be, by the way. It should absolutely be that way. Somebody just tagged me in that tweet. I'm looking for it right now, and I can't find it. Oh, John Cena's back on WWE all of a sudden? Huh, I didn't even see that. Google fish with bra. I don't think I want to do that. I don't think I want to do that, if I'm being honest. Here it is. I found it right here. Okay. So Philip Chan, Mr. Philip Chan, Sydney Sweeney Baskin Robbins is going to melt liberal minds. I want ice cream now. So good, dude. The culture has shifted. Just don't forget how bad it was from 2020 to 2024, because it was bad. Dan for a $20 and says nothing. Thank you for the $20 and says absolutely nothing. You love to see it. Buford T. Justice with those 10 get the memberships. Thank you, Buford. Appreciate you, brother. I mentioned you earlier. I didn't mention you by name, but I mentioned a comment you made on my D-Day Cobra 2. River Miles says that photo was fake. Where's Bill Clinton talking about the Epstein picture? Let's see. Piano Dean says COVID is still a thing, y'all. I have it for the second time and much worse. Fever was 103.1 last night. Lift me up, 199. Piano Dean, I hope you feel better, brother. And we need your weird super chats here. So hail to Piano Dean. Throw some love in the chat. Great Tank says, look at the unit on that guy, Jeremy Shawing, unit 199, 1 month to 2 year unit. Love you all. Where's Jay? And has he talked to Gina? Jay's live on his gaming channel, I think. I'm playing Fortnite with them a little bit later. The Zohan for $1. Thank you. Okay, we do have, I got to show you this story. I just saw this right here. So this video was just uploaded. Liberal creators are fuming that conservatives, specifically Charlie Kirk, are not fuming over South Park making fun of them. South Park makes fun of Charlie Kirk. Charlie Kirk laughs it off. The left gets triggered that Charlie Kirk is not triggered. Remarkable. I have not watched this yet.
I love that Charlie Kirk is trying so hard to be in on the joke in this South Park episode. I don't think you understand what this is. This is not a friendly roast between friends. They are making fun of you because you are a hack, morally contemptuous loser. It's very much giving like this meme. No.
Charlie Kirk is not at all upset about the South Park episode. Not even a little bit. He thought it was so funny that he's selling this super cool Master Debater shirt.
This is so great. This is such a glorious backfire. This is one of the great backfires we have seen. Holy shit. Again, conservatives are finally understanding this. It has been so long that so many of these conservatives have not been able to figure out this simple reality that lean into it. When people say shit about you, lean into it. It doesn't matter. That's all you can do. My entire fucking online brand is me about memeing myself and acknowledging how retarded I am and laughing at other dumb shit. It's literally what you do. This is how you roll with it.
On his website, because the show's so cool and he's cool and it's so funny. He thinks South Park is so funny and he's so funny too. And he's so glad that he was in on the joke the whole time.
So who's going to be the one to tell Charlie Kirk that we're laughing at him, not with him? Because for the last day, he's making it seem like he's in on the joke. Charlie, you are the joke.
So Charlie Kirk is.
I remember when I first started getting some traction online, and then there were people like, this is like from the Geeks and Gamers side, where all these like these Disney Star Wars fans, they hated me, and they would make like threads about me like on Reddit and all this shit. And I would tell the people that were watching the channel, I'm like, if you see someone that hates me, just pretend to hate me even more. Just to be like, fuck that guy. He's this, he's that. Just say it all. And then eventually these people started to learn like, oh shit, like they're trolling us. No, I have to hate him more. So then they would say like even more deranged shit to prove that, no, I really hate him. You're just trolling me. Like, it's so fucking funny, dude.
So deeply upset by the fact that South Park made fun of him last night in their new episode that he spent so much time talking about it on his new podcast. He tried to pretend like he thought it was so funny and that it was such an honor to be made fun of by South Park. He even made his new profile picture his South Park character. But the reality is they weren't just laughing with him. They were laughing at him.
The South Park is going to be doing an episode about me tonight, slaves. I mean, family that I'm totally not keeping at this house against their will. They're having Cartman portray me. He's the best character. He has the best points. No, I don't think it's a red flag when Eric Cartman is portraying me. I think it's an honor. No, children, you can't stay up and watch the episode with me.
Watching you set your brain to hyperspin Mega Drive to try and cope with this fucking absolute annihilation of an episode of you and your entire fucking shtick is on brand. Every fucking video, you're just trying. No, I'm in on the joke, guys. Anyway, I guess just continue to cope. I don't know. This is tough to watch, Charlie.
It's honestly kind of pathetic how hard Charlie Kirk is trying to save face after this South Park episode. I mean, from making it his profile picture to making shirts now with the master debater joke, it's like he's trying so hard to save face, and it's not working, but he's trying to save face really hard. It's as if he doesn't think we understand sociology. I mean, seriously, like, we understand what you're trying to do.
Charlie Kirk wouldn't know the first thing about humor if it bit him in the ass. They support and worship Donald Trump, a man so thin-skinned that he celebrates Stephen Colbert getting fired. He wants Jimmy Kimmel fired, and he wants Jimmy Fallon fired, all because they make fun of him. That's it. The Republican Party and conservatives are the least funny people in the whole fucking world. They think that when we're laughing with them, when in reality, we're laughing at them.
Wow. That is incredible. I am truly blown away at how hilarious this whole thing is. Wow. Well, there you have it. The left truly cannot meme. Like, they cannot. They don't understand it. They don't understand the culture. They are so retarded. As Hayden says right here, the left can't not only can't meme, they can't be funny at all or laugh at anything. These are the people who tried to push hate speech for making jokes. They can't accept comedy. They can't laugh at themselves. It's a sin, so they can't laugh at anything. 1,000%. 1,000%, Hayden Wayne. This is what I'm talking about with the South Park situation and how I don't know how this is going to play out. And I don't know how South Park is going to, like, are they going to make this whole entire season about Trump and the administration? Because I don't think that that's going to help. I don't think that they understand that they are, now again, like I said, fair is fair. Kristi Noem really screwed up today with her initial response to South Park, but she owned it. She owned it. And, you know, she course corrected. So I'm very happy for her. And that means that there's people around the administration that are willing to talk and go, hold on, you can't do this. You can't get offended over this. You got to lean into this. And so if South Park continues to go down this path, I mean, we're already seeing the Democratic Party, you know, in shambles right now. So I don't think this is going to go the way that they are anticipating. But we'll see, I guess. Angel for 20 says, fat, ugly women have compelled me to make 3 American Eagle purchases in 2 weeks. I have great genes. Look at there. See? This is how the internet works. Do the very thing that the weirdos tell you that they don't want you to do. It's simple as that. This is how the internet works. Thank you, Angel, for the 20 and for the gifted memberships earlier. Appreciate that. All right, let me see here. Nandy says, we have figured you out. Mossad equals mod. Thank you. Slain Hope says, according to Timcast, you can criticize Netflix Yahoo, but by doing so, you are empowering his enemies, which makes you pro-Hamas. Your scarf's in the mail. Did he really say that? There's no way. I think that, you know, because again, my trolling and my sarcasm is geared towards all of the people that are stupid and retarded and make ridiculous claims about everybody that doesn't agree, everybody that doesn't criticize Israel the way I want them to as Mossad agent. Again, sarcasm aside, trolling aside, I think that there's extreme problems with the more I look into how the American politicians are all clearly bought and paid for by Israel. I think that Netanyahu is a slimy sleazebag and very corrupt. And when him talking to American podcasters and having meetings with them, that is a massive red flag. The more that you see a lot of the things that don't make sense when you look deeper into it, I think all that is 100% should be discussed. It's just a nonsensical way that a lot of these people carry themselves. You know, listen, it's I watched the Nick Fuentes video the other day, and Nick Fuentes was talking about behavioral traits. It's the same thing with the anti-Israel crowd. If you motherfuckers are just going to accuse everybody of being, you know, pro-Israel, then I guess you have no credibility at that point in time. So I'm going to notice behavioral patterns of people, and I will troll you on that shit when you accuse me, a fucking retard from Alabama. So I have to tell myself, I'm like, if you're so fucking retarded that you accuse me, a low IQ grifter who plays Fortnite, of being a fucking Mossad agent, if that is your bar, then you clearly don't know what the fuck you're talking about. That's where I question your credibility, where I'm like, okay, if you're that dumb to think I am involved, then holy fuck, you don't know what you're talking about. Slain Hope says, after seeing the left's meltdown, I decided that South Park's roast of Trump and his friends is the funniest thing they have ever made. We are so back. MAGA. Let's fucking go. Sean Living Life says, Unit 199. Wait, did I miss some new meme lore? You did. You got to go over to D-Day Cobra 2. My channel is under attack. Darth Gavel says, Generation 199. Oh, these are the emojis right here. Hell yeah. So we got Sydney Sweeney, JD Vance, and Hulk Hogan. We got new emojis. You got to thank Krista for that. Vault 95 says, Fortnite tonight. Y'all's gaming elevate my PUBG dubs. Yeah, I'm going to jump over there with those guys a little bit later. And then tomorrow we're going to be playing some Battlefield 6. So it should be a fun weekend. Nandy says, Libs aren't ready for the Vance run in 2028. Mike S says, Netflix Yahoo, he's the man. If he can't take Gaza, no one can. Shalom. Thank you, Mike. Bigfoot Papa says, the Odyssey wrapped filming, so please, God, please let it be good. Some casting choices aren't looking good. Yeah, I mean, the only issue I really have with the casting is Ellen Page. That's the only problem I have. Now, don't get me wrong. Like, I know the internet hates Zendaya and Tom Holland. I don't. I'm not necessarily fans of them either, but I don't hate them like the internet hates them. But I would rather them, like, if I had my choice, I would rather them not be in it, especially Zendaya. But yeah. But anyway, it's Christopher Nolan, man. He's never made a movie that I didn't like. Some I obviously like more than others, but the Zohan for $1, the Zohan for another $1, the Zohan for another $1, the Zohan for another $1. Holy shit. It's a lot of dollars, Zohan. Appreciate that. Slain Hope says a $2 crew for life. Whoop, whoop. Jeremy can't spell or pronounce shalom. No, I can't, because I don't give a fuck about Israel. Dixie Normus, Juice Cast 199. Little Orphan Funkhauser says Jeremiah Grigstein, leader of Unit. No, 199. I'm not. Gerald Armstrong says use archive today for articles on paywall. Noted. Southeastern Kaiju says the media would never lie, Jeremy. Never. Let's see. Mark of Reality says, so it's all Hayden Wayne's fault. Yes, everything bad that happens is Hayden's fault. Phil McCracken says, reporting for duty, Jeremiah. Ministry of Wrong Thing says, I stand with Fish Titty. Mike Zero Source says, Russia is the country that makes me nervous. Russia is more dangerous now than they were in the 80s. Putin has been with the KGB since 1975. Well, I think that the way Trump has been approaching Russia has shown you that they are certainly a threat, and Trump is clearly aware of that. Flag Ninja says fish titties are served in the Unit 199 cafeteria. Sean Living Life says new meme alert, fish titty. Mike Zero Source says my mentor in the Army once told me Russians are not people, they are a profession. Trump needs to be aggressive when dealing with Putin. I know this meeting on Friday is going to be crazy. I'm going to cover it. Mike Zero Source says Russians at GDP mirrors South Korea. The Armenia and is it Azerbaijan peace negotiations was Putin's project. Trump did what Putin couldn't. Paul Stella says, where are these guys from? Yeah, I answered that earlier. Dark Red Knight says Battlefield 6 tonight, tomorrow, Battlefield 6. Eric K says, she has a nice personality, though. Space, Digger says, they are probably equal. Gerald Armstrong says, Office number 1. Ministry of Wrong Thing says, the whole it's not legally binding. What if they don't follow through narrative is the latest media go-to response to any Trump deal lately. You are 100% accurate about that, because they just dismiss the peace deal that he strikes, and they come up with a fake narrative that hasn't even happened yet to spin it. You're 1,000% right about that. River Mouse says, Jeremy, that's a very sweaty sweatshirt. I like it. Thank you. You might think it represents Mario, but there's another M word. Fentanyl Floyd says, I agree with Trump 90% of the time, but I'm going to focus on that 10%. I don't bandwagon Trump 2024 MAGA people. Thank you, Fentanyl Floyd. Sean Living Life says, asked by Johnny and Fish Titty. What a stream. Heartbreak Zero says, if there's anything against peaceful acts like these, it's the Democratic Soviet Party. Also, hail, congrats to Gina's victory in court. Hail the 199. Yes. The whole Gina thing, man, like people's reaction to that has been wild as well. I saw a lot of people trying to say it's not a win for Gina. It's not a victory. And she should have taken this, and she should have took Disney down. And I'm like, oh my God, man. Like, what are we doing? Jesus. Yes, it was a win for Gina. And clearly, that whole process took a long time to work itself out. And ultimately, it's all about her feeling happy about the results. She was the one that was defamed. She was the one that they lied about. And what's interesting is that I like how their statement says how loved she was. This is the person that they previously said was a Yahtzee sympathizer. And now suddenly everyone loved her. Everyone that worked with her, she was such a joy to work with. And you're like, oh, okay. Is that how that works, Disney? Slane Hope says, hi, chat. You better not hit that like button. YouTube's algorithm now prioritizes interaction more than views. So whatever you do, don't like the stream. Thank you, Slane Hope. I appreciate that. Jared Armstrong says, Trump, quote, he was all man. He came into the clubhouse and they said, oh my God, that's unbelievable. I still can't believe Trump said that one. Like, let me see. I cannot believe Trump said this. Right here.
I love Latrobe. You know why? The home of Arnold Palmer. This was the home of my friend Arnold Palmer. And he loved Latrobe. You know, he turned out to be one of the greatest golfers in the world. But Arnold Palmer was all man. And I say that in all due respect to women, and I love women. But this guy, this is a guy that was all man. This man was strong and tough. And I refuse to say it, but when he took showers with the other pros, they came out of there, they said, oh my God, that's unbelievable.
Trump, man, never gonna be anybody like him. Never gonna happen. Never gonna happen. Thank you, Gerald Armstrong. Thomas says a better arcade game, WrestleFest or WrestleMania. I mean, they're both good, but I have more nostalgia for WrestleMania, the arcade game. I loved WrestleMania, the arcade game. The Master Marvel says, hey, Jeremy, who is a homosexual. The Ghost to Go says, most of my political news comes from CobraCast. Hail the 199. Let's go. Thank you. Thuglican says, I'm a couple of hours behind, but I have to know, has Robert Barnes acknowledged his L yet? Is the quarter rate still spurging? Spurging, I'm sorry. I don't really talk to Robert. I mean, I obviously know Robert. I know Robert's on his whole anti-Trump kick. It's weird, but that's his business. It's a lot of people that I know are on this anti-Trump kick right now, and it's just very strange to me. Let's see. Eric Cases now say Kazakhstan and Tajikistan. Did I say it right? I know Kazakhstan. Tajikistan? Is that right? Did I say that right? Jake Skywalker says, did you talk about Bill Burr and Fannie Willis collusion? Love you, brother. What should I name my new puppy? Chat, what do you think? We got to have some puppy name recommendations in the chat for Jake Skywalker. I'll let the chat handle it. Peter Sharon says, Jeremy, you have good genes. Thank you. Flag Ninja says, Phil was on Fox News before Beardo was on FNT. Jason Platten pretends that this is why the youth are jumping on the MAGA train. The crazy left complaining about us not getting our feelings hurt makes them look extremely lame. No one wants to be associated with these losers. That is 1000% accurate. Oh God, everybody says fish titty. Here we go. That's freaking funny. But I agree completely. Their reaction is making them look really bad. So I agree completely. Celebrity Jeremy for 20 says, when leftists make TikTok videos about us, we have won. 1000%. 1000%. I agree completely. Gen X Cynic says, a wise man once said, once one learns to laugh at oneself, one will never be unamused. The left are the most unamused people. Well said. Blast Radius for 20 says conservatives shouldn't get upset over the leftists on South Park trying to clown because you can come back with guess who's in charge of the country. Guess what party has 20% approval. So hate all you want, but hate the game, lol. Agreed, Blast Radius. And thank you for the $20 super chat. Eric K for 10 says, elite Mossad agent Eric K here. You all figured me out. I was undercover growing up in Saudi Arabia, and my friends, and I'm friends with the son of the prince of the Eastern province. I was just staking out the homes. Look at there. Exposed. Hashtag exposed. There it is. America Man for 20 on Rumble says, please play the You Don't Look Gay Trump clip. I don't know if I can find that one. Let's see. Trump. Is that going to be the title of it? I know which one you're talking about. Let's see.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Where's gays for Trump? You don't look good. You don't look good.
He said, you know, he said, you look good.
We did great with the gay population.
Oh, freaking Trump, man. One of a kind. Nobody like him. Holy crap. Funny as hell. Thank you, America Man. Let's see. Minister from Thing says, Jeremy. I'll highlight that. I ain't reading that shit. So there you go. Not for $2 fucking. Jared Armstrong says, the M on your... Yep, there it is. Boom. Unit 199, reporting for duty, sir. You got me. Michael Hill says, make asylums great again. Rye the Guy says, if you want proof of all these weirdo lefties live in an echo chamber, you've got your proof. All of their videos that said the same thing. Yep. Very true. Jeremy the Cyborg says, did you see Sydney Sweeney's Baskin Robbins commercial? I did. And that's getting everybody triggered as well. These people, man, they are always upset. They are always crying about something. It's a never-ending cycle for them. And I mean, I'm here for it. I am loving watching the left meltdown right before our very eyes. It's great. I forgot that I could. Let me see here. I need to set up my stream for tonight. I forgot to make it live. So give me just a second here. Details. You know, one day I'm going to learn how to YouTube. One day. I look forward to the day that I learn how to YouTube. How do I change this shit? There it is. Okay. Public. Done. Save. All right. So yeah, the gaming stream, I had to set that up. Weirdo Cat Lady says, thank you for sharing your thoughts. Thank you for the super chat. Patriotic Cat says, we're laughing at you. Just a dude on a phone. Is the other M word? No. TVZTQ says Unit 199 is not a crime. I did slip up last night during the Fortnite stream, and I said a gamer word last night. I said a gamer word. Mike Zero Source says, at Billy Loomis, you are a window lick, probably a window licker, but you missed the R. If you don't think Russia is an enemy, Putin is running Russia like the KGB. Go play in traffic. Bam. Richard says, I love how Trump refuses to say it, then says it. Jimmy Ray says, can someone please get Beardo in here to figure out these big words? Eric K says, Jeremy has good genes because he wears Krista's ripped jeans. Mike Zero Source says, Billy Loomis, you are, oh, there it is. You highlighted it that time. You are a window licker. I feel bad your mother missed with your coat hanger. Holy crap, with the coat hanger. Holy crap, bro. Mike Zero Source went ham. Whoa. Damn. Alan for 2 says, what? I'm not reading that shit. Agent 199 says, that was good. Holy shit. The profile picture. Oof. That's amazing. That is amazing right there. Steven Strange says, how can we get Trump cabinet skins in Fortnite? Is it possible? I don't think so. But crazier things have happened. Let's see. Janine, like Judge Janine. Oh, Janina. Yeah. Okay. I can't pronounce your name. I'm a fucking retard, but thank you for the 2. It's Janine Inator. There it is. Janine Inator. Okay. I got to be careful, man. I'll slip up and say words that you're not supposed to say on the internet, even though I say them in real life every day, because words are not harmful at all. So if you're watching me and you think like, oh, he doesn't say mean words, I say all the mean words. Trust me. Okay. I don't care about your feelings. Laughing Man for 2 says, CobraCast tomorrow, National Boycott Day, Grift 199. Maybe. I was planning on playing Battlefield 6 a lot tomorrow, but I might do a CobraCast in the afternoon to lead into Battlefield 6. How about that? Okay. How about that? D-Day McLean says, Jeremy gets his genes from his cousins. Thank you. But yeah, we are playing Fortnite tonight, but I do have, there's another thing I wanted to show you guys, another topic right here. Hang on just a minute. Still got 2,000 strong in here. Thank you so much for hanging out. Right. Oh, so right here, 3 years ago today, the Biden administration raided Mar-a-Lago, including his son Barron's room and the First Lady Melania's closet. Federal agents were authorized to use deadly force with personal approval from Merrick Garland. One of the most extreme abuses of power in U.S. history, yet also one of the biggest political backfires ever. That raid may have pushed the Russiagate grand jury to convene in Florida. Checkmate. First of all, I can't believe it's been 3 years. Time absolutely flies. Holy crap. That's actually depressing that much time has passed. Good Lord, 3 years? That is crazy, dude. I guess so. It's been that long. That is unbelievable. And guess what? Peace agreements, 0. Nobel Prize 1 for Barack Hussein Obama. Peace agreements for President Trump, 11. No Nobel Peace Prizes, though. Nope, none for Trump, but plenty for Barry. Plenty for Barry. Because that's how it works. Fuck Barack Hussein Obama. Interesting how that works. Okay. I can't believe I'm about to show you this. Now, if you've ever wanted to know if we have healed as a culture, we're going to talk about a video game that I've never played, but is very, very popular with kids. This game is one of the most popular games. But this is how you know we have healed as a culture. Are you ready? Elon Musk's I give my heart to you gesture has been added to Roblox. What? We are winning, boys. We are winning. Oh my gosh, that is unbelievable. That is the greatest thing I've ever seen. I am so happy about this. Bigfoot Papa for $50 says the season South Park did with Trump first election was considered their worst. I think because they went for the planned story and built around Hillary winning. Either way, I think this time around it's contrived and that's just not what South Park was. I agree completely. You know, I mean, I never watched South Park consistently, but there are times where I watched a lot of South Park when certain episodes were going on and things like that. But it's just, I don't know, man. This is the first time that I feel like South Park is actively not in control of the narrative around what's going on, because of how hard they are going after the administration, and the administration is then leaning into it. Because it's the best, like the best way to take trolls' power away is to lean into what they're doing or ignore them. That's the only two things you can do. And South Park, they're cultural phenomenon, been around for decades, but being leaned into by the administration is the worst thing you could do to them. Raging D-Head says, hail the 6.7859 Israeli new shekels. Thank you. I appreciate that. Thank you. Greedy Graffiti says, Sebastian Maniscalco has a hilarious show on Max called Bookie about sports betting. You got to watch it if you haven't already. Noted. Well, thank you for that. I appreciate it. I might have to check that out. I mean, I've seen his stand-up and stuff. Like, I don't know if he would be good in a show, but I have seen his stand-up, and some of his older stand-up stuff is really, really good. Let's see here. Also, I got to show you guys this. I was not expecting this. Okay? Wasn't expecting this. But we are going to be getting, for the first time in years, we're going to be getting an interview with one Vincent Kennedy McMahon. He will be on screen for an interview to talk about Hulk Hogan. Vince McMahon will be making an appearance. And we have a picture of Vince McMahon. And I'm just going to tell you right now, first of all, Vince McMahon is a genius. Vince McMahon is a legend. No one could do what Vince McMahon did. Vince McMahon has reached his Batman villain era of his life, because Vince looks like a Batman villain now. Here we go. Vince McMahon has reached his Batman villain arc. Holy shit. This is wild. So apparently this is, I don't know if this is a still frame from it or what. Recent photo of Vince McMahon from his upcoming Hulk Hogan interview with TMZ. So there you have it. I mean, look, man, Vince is like in his 80s, okay? Steroids, drugs, sex, all this stuff he's been doing. I mean, I'd fucking sign up to watch him as a Batman villain. I would 100%. This is Vince McMahon, all right? No PhD Coyote says, Image or maybe Valiant Comics had a veiled character whose official name was Grifter. You seem like the fig to ask. I don't know. Somebody in the chat might know. I mean, I read Image Comics back in the day. I read, like, Spawn and Savage Dragon and Shadowhawk, but I don't know. I don't know who it was from. So, but yeah, good. So if anybody has an answer, chat, you can respond to his super chat and let him know. Thank you for the 10. Image Comics 10. I remember Team Youngblood. That's right. It was. I don't remember him though, but I do remember Youngblood. I remember Youngblood comics. That's right. But I don't remember that character. Coop for 20 says, I was deciding. Coop, all right, what do you got going on here? I was deciding and losing sleep about the world. I woke up today in the best mood. This crap has nothing to do with me. I'm kicking back, looking at all the wins Trump is getting. Also, your Crocs look like fish kitties. Hail. Okay, you fucked that one up a lot, Coop. But you have trolled me so many times, I'm going to give you a pass. But you fucked a lot of this one up. All right, there's a lot of typos here, bro. Okay, there's a lot. But you've trolled me so many times, I'm going to give you a pass. But thank you, Coop. I know you, I think you even said it in the chat. You're like, damn it, autocorrect. Look at you laughing my ass off. Hail to Coop. Coop is awesome. Greedy Graffiti says, Sebastian is surprisingly very good in the show. Big star cameos. I think you'll like it. All right. Well, thanks for letting me know, man. I appreciate it. Blast Radio says, Vince looking like a tightly budgeted Cesar Romero. Yeah, definitely. But yeah, I'm looking forward to hearing what Vince McMahon has to say. It's very interesting. Also, check this out. Look at this, ladies and gentlemen. Breaking: President Trump has just ordered all federal agencies to delete employees' COVID-19 vaccination statuses. They must also delete any records of vaccine noncompliance and exemptions. Boom, boom, boom. Another Trump win. All he does is win. This is what Trump constantly does. This is a massive dub for Trump. A massive dub. Freaking great. Shaky Owen says, Jeremy, when are you going to go back to your roots and start sponsoring some viewer tournaments for various games? We just have so many things that we have working right now, man. It's hard to keep up. Doing gaming tournaments takes a lot of time and planning and money. And I have so much money going into so many other things right now that I wouldn't know where to find the time. I'd love to do it, but I just don't have the time. But yeah, this is crazy awesome. I'm so happy that Trump and the administration put this out there. I definitely wanted to highlight this because it's huge. It's absolutely huge. And good to see faux show. Last bit of news, just because I've covered a lot of this, and it's just to show you, like, cancel culture, as long as you ignore these fucking clowns, they have no impact whatsoever. Brock Lesnar returned to the WWE, and a lot of mentally ill people with pronouns in their bio got really mad. No one cares. And now it's being reported that not only was Brock welcome back, he was never suspended and he was under contract the entire time. So all of this last couple of years that all of these people have been saying Brock will never return to the WWE. They're done with him because he was mentioned in this lawsuit. Well, sorry to tell you, but Brock Lesnar was consistently paid and was among the highest paid wrestlers even during his absence. No one cares about the mob anymore. No one gives a shit about them. They don't matter. Your pronouns don't matter. Your fucking weird fetishes don't matter. Your tears don't matter. Your mental illness doesn't matter. No one cares. This is awesome. So I'm very happy about it. It doesn't mean that I'm happy with current WWE, because I do think current WWE sucks right now. And as a longtime old school wrestling fan, it's very, very disheartening to see where the current, the company is. But this particular story, I think, is awesome. So, but good news right there. Coop becomes a new member. Thank you, Coop. Agent 109 says, you see the fourth WNBA dildo hit a player in the face. Did it hit a player in the face? I didn't see that one. I mean, I can't play the whole thing, but if you've been to my Twitter account, go watch this. Just go watch this video that I uploaded to Twitter. You will enjoy it. Trust me. Okay. You will enjoy this, but I can't play it. So not a new member. I'm sorry. It was a member message, Coop. I'm sorry. Member message. So it's funny. It's worth it. Definitely check it out. Oh no, Jessica. Holy shit. That is rough. Okay. That's rough. Oh man, oh man, oh man. So anyway, we're gonna wrap it up. I gotta jump over here and play some video games with these guys. So CobraCast in the books. Probably gonna do one tomorrow because Laughing Man ordered it and he does run the channel. According to everything I've heard. So yeah, so it looks like we'll do a CobraCast tomorrow. If you guys want to come hang out with me while I play video games, you're welcome to. I can't believe we had 1,000 people watching me play Fortnite last night. That's absolutely retarded. And I greatly appreciate your support. Unbelievable. The CobraCast Mania shirts in tonight. So if you're interested, please go over to Teespring and check out the CobraCast Mania t-shirts. Those will be ending tonight. So if you're interested, please go over there and check those out. Coop says, mistake, pay up. That wasn't a real mistake. It was a member message. No. We're even, bro. I didn't roast you on all your typos, okay? I didn't roast you on all your typos. And I could have. Fish Titties got the gifted memberships tonight, though. So just keep that in mind, okay? Fish Titties showed up. But yes, the CobraCast Mania shirts end tonight. So if you guys are interested, please go over there. Check those out. Pinned post. I'll pin the post right now so you can find it easily. Boom. There we have it. We have shirts, hoodies, tank tops, whatever you're looking for. It's over there. So check that out if you're interested. Thank you guys so much for all the support. If you want to come hang out with me and watch me play Fortnite with Beardo and Jay and whoever else is there, I would appreciate it. This stream will raid that stream. So thank you guys for the support. I really appreciate it. Have a good evening, and we will talk to all of you later. Bye, everyone.